Hello, everyone, and welcome to the November 8th edition of Live from the Adelphi PAC Living Room. My name is Blythe Daylong. I'm the Executive Director of the Adelphi University Performing Arts Center. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with Adelphi. Now, while we are happy to have in-person audiences back for our performances at the Performing Arts Center, we will continue to use this show to bring Adelphi's talented students, faculty, alumni, staff, and other guests to you throughout the semester. Now, on this episode, I'll be speaking with Stefano Miceli, who is the music director of the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra, about their upcoming concert, and also talking with Tamara Babic, one of the choreographers for this fall's upcoming Dance Adelphi. But first, as I mentioned, Dance Adelphi is right around the corner, and this fall, the centerpiece of the program is legendary choreographer Mark Morris's beautiful work, Gloria. Now, to tell us more about this piece, I am happy to welcome from the Mark Morris Dance Company, Noah Vincent. Hello, Noah.
Hello, how are you?
I am all right. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Of course.
So let's get right into it. And so tell us a little bit about your background as a dancer and kind of how you got associated with the Mark Morris Company.
Okay. I've danced all my life. I went to college in Chicago, Columbia College, and moved to New York and auditioned pretty much right away for Mark. I started working with him in 2002 and then became a company member in 2004.
Okay.
So great. I've worked for a long time for Mark.
Nice. Nice. And so for those that don't know, or even those that do, give us a little brief background of Mark Morris and who he is as a choreographer and sort of what his style is and what he's known for.
Well, first and foremost, music is the most important thing always. But I would say his originality, the repertoire is so vast. He's choreographed for opera, for ballet, for his company, which is celebrating 40 years. And yeah, it runs the gamut. Everything from classics like Gloria to, some more narrative works. And yeah, we always perform, or before everything performed, usually always live with live music. So that's one of our sort of key signature things. Music.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a very music forward, music first almost kind of choreographer. And I think, yeah, he's also certainly known for a lot of classic pieces that he sort of takes and puts his own whole spin on. And like you said, working everything from with ballet companies to opera companies to theater to all over the map. And of course, things on his own company. So it's great.
Yeah.
So now tell us, so our dance students will be performing his piece Gloria, which is one of the things you already mentioned. So tell us about this particular piece, what the music is for this, and what just sort of the background on this piece.
Okay. Gloria is what many people say a classic work, a signature Mark Morris work. It was first choreographed in 1981 and performed at the Dance Theater Workshop. So it's beautiful music from Vivaldi, Gloria in D major. It's stunning work for 10 dancers. I've had the pleasure of being able to perform it for a number of years, or a few times over the years. So yeah, it's great. It's a wonderful gift that the students are getting to be able to learn it and perform it, and I'm excited to share it with them.
Yeah, I mean, we're very excited. We've been talking about doing this piece for a while with Frank and Orion and everybody, and it was supposed to have happened already, of course, like so many things. Yeah. But it's doing a Mark Morris piece has definitely been on the list for a long time. So we're really excited to be able to give our dancers this experience, to give them the experience of dancing this work. So now you've obviously been in rehearsals because the show is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. So
yes.
as is often the case, we've been recording a lot of the rehearsals for the dancers to use to, review things, and also just for you guys to look back at and for them to help them in rehearsal. But that also gives us a chance to show a little excerpt from rehearsals of what this piece is and what people can expect. So Orion chopped together some little moments from throughout the piece from rehearsal. So you'll see them in the studio. They have their masks on because, of course, classes and rehearsals have all been happening with masks on. And I will just say that given that there's some running and jumping in this piece, and the camera is sitting on the same strung floor that the dancers are on, there are some shaky moments of where the camera is going to shake around a little bit. But it still gives everybody a great sense of what this piece is. So we're going to take a quick look at this, and then we'll be back to talk a little more about it. Great. So that gives everybody a little idea of what they can expect from the piece, and a sense of the music and the musicality and the work that the dancers are doing. And there still are a couple weeks to go, and we're looking forward to it. Anything you want to add about the piece itself, or any more about how has it been actually working with our dancers? How have they been doing and taking to this choreography?
Oh, it's been amazing. Yeah, working, I have no complaints. The faculty, the staff, and the wonderful dancers. It's been a real treat. Amazing. Yeah. I have to give a shout out also to friend and colleague, longtime member of the Mark Morris Dance Group, Marjorie Folkman, who they also got the chance to work with the dancers. And it's so great that I'm glad that they had the chance to learn from her, because she's amazing. So
that's
thank
fantastic.
you to her also.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, it's nice for them to have another perspective and another person in the room that they can, get a sense of things from, and another perspective, that of somebody else who's danced the piece and has worked with it and has been a part of it over the years. So, now as an audience member and as someone who's coming to this piece and watching this, is there anything in particular people should be looking out for or watching for when they're when they're watching this piece, or a particular kind of style to it, or anything like that they should know sort of going in?
I would say that it's for them. The dancers have learned it, and now I just am excited for them to just kind of like be in it and be able to perform it. I think for the audience, they should just like sit back and enjoy it. The music's wonderful, and it's a wonderful piece of work.
Yeah,
Of art.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be really great, and I know our dancers are as well. They're all very excited about it, and about getting to work on it. So Dance Adelphi, of course, is coming up November 17th through the 21st. It is happening live in our Olmsted Theater. We will have live audiences in the room. Our dancers, for the first time in a couple of years, are going to be able to actually perform without wearing masks. They've been in masks throughout rehearsals and in all their classes and everything, but we finally feel confident that there's enough things in place to keep them safe to perform maskless, which I know they are beyond excited about, and have been chomping at the bit for this. So again, that's November 17th through the 21st. We also will be, as we are doing with many of our performances still, we will be doing a live stream of 2 of the performances of this, Friday, November 19th at 7:30 p.m. and again on Saturday, November 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We are here in New York. There are a couple of pieces that have multiple casts, have 2 casts, so that's why we're going to be streaming 2 of the performances. But that does give people who are not necessarily here or able, for whatever reason, to attend one of our live performances a chance to see it. As always, tickets are available along with more information on our website, which is pac.adelphi.edu. Simple, easy. You'll find out everything there you need to know, both for in-person tickets and the live stream. Again, thank you so much, Noah, for taking the time to be here and to talk about the piece. Thanks for all the hard work you've been doing with our dancers. I know you've been coming out for a few weeks now, and we still have some time left, so it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. Talk to you soon. I'll see you in a few days, actually. So,
yes.
Yeah, take care. And so that is Dance Adelphi. We're very excited. Also, right around the corner, we are thrilled to be welcoming back to the stage the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra to our Clayton Westerman stage in the concert hall. To tell us more about this, I am hopefully bringing in the music director of the orchestra, Stefano Miceli. I see him here in the waiting room, although I do not actually see him because I'm not sure if that's because his camera's off or if something is going wrong. And I'm now okay. So, here we go. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am okay, thank you. I did your introduction as you were on, as the other thing was on, and I brought on a blank screen. So I'm glad that we got you here. Even with what seems to be a delay.
Because the line was a little bit disturbed.
Oh yeah, sure. I just was saying welcome, and that we're happy to have you here, in spite of the technical problems that we're
Thank you. Yeah, I had some technical problems. I'm so sorry for that.
No, that's all right.
But anyway, thank you for the invitation.
Of course, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So, just once again, so we are looking forward to, as I said, the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra is going to be returning to the concert hall. You are Stefano Miceli, the music director of the orchestra, and have been for a few years now. But unfortunately, you have been virtual all of last year, and then some, actually, with having small rehearsals with just a few members of the orchestra. So let's take a second to just talk about how you adapted and how things went last year, and through the sort of the COVID version of your rehearsals and how that all worked out before we take a quick look at one of the virtual things you did last year.
Okay, so initially, actually, last year, it was a little bit complicated. First of all, because the orchestra, the symphony orchestra, had so many winds and brass, and that was quite difficult, to combine remotely, the and to match with the strings, because of the remote system. But what I did was actually trying to make as much as possible something where the brass and winds could work together, especially, in a contemporary repertoire. So they were not independent, but for sure more protagonist among themselves. And then the strings as well in a different repertoire. So that's why the choice of a contemporary and also the world premiere was very efficient for this very difficult match in a remote system. But I was very happy because, first of all of our students actually reacted very well. And that was also a great opportunity to approach to a different repertoire, which is not, let's say, so much popular, but very constructive, since it's a university orchestra, first of all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a nice opportunity to pivot to something a little different than you would maybe normally have done, to take advantage of the situation and make the best of it. So we are going to show one segment from your concert last spring.
Good.
As we talked about, and we're going to share that with folks. If you watched the orchestra concert in the spring, you've seen this, but it's a great piece. They did an excellent job with it, and especially putting it together, since everyone was, off performing on their own and piecing it together. So we're going to share this. Do you want to set up what this is?
Good. I think you're mentioning the Sensons, the Carnival of the Animal, the abstract, and specifically maybe the aquarium.
Yep, correct.
Yep, right.
That's right. All right, great. Here we go. Great. Well, just a lovely job.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I didn't forget it, but that was a really great experience, even with the presence of the two piano soloists that were two students in that case, and I was very happy to do the Carnival of the Animal. So I would say something about that,
Sure.
even to connect to this fall semester performance. Uh, we performed remotely even the Carnival of the Animals. So it was an experiment for all of us, recording in this new system and digital system,
Right.
one by one. So because of our tremendous job that we did last year, I mean, we as a student, faculty, and myself, I proposed this year to play again, but in a live performance, the Carnival of the Animals, because I want that our students actually and the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra um, could perform in a live performance and feel the Carnival of the Animals as a really complete experience in music on a stage. And so
Absolutely.
it's not just a reproposing something, but it's from a different angle, which is what we were hoping last year, but likely we're doing this year. So it's part of the program of this year, because I want that our students from the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra are um, close to the repertoire as much as possible. And since we can do it in live performance, I want to complete what they felt last year on the stage.
Absolutely, which is great and so important. And I think, like you said, it is a completely different experience from what they did back in the spring, where, yeah, maybe a few of them here and there were able to rehearse together. But their performances, except for maybe the two people or here and there, but the performance itself was just pieced together, and they didn't hear it all together until we did,
Right,
so to give them a chance to
right.
then see what that feels like when you're part of the actual the bigger group, and you're all there together and you're all sharing all that is going to be really great. So you mentioned that's part of the program coming up. What else is on the program that we're going to be sharing in just a couple weeks?
Yeah, so on November 20th. So the complete program is actually a very nice choice, I believe so, because we are doing, since we also have a good trumpeter, so we have a Tommaso Albinoni's Sonata in D major for trumpet and orchestra. Um, and this is also a nice opportunity to expose some of our students as soloists.
Great.
And then after that, the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra performs the Symphony number 29 K201 by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And in the second part, the Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns. Now, the program is apparently disconnected, like very classical in the first part of the evening and late romantic in the second part. But what we really missed last year, because of this, new system and way to make music remotely, was just the classical period. So, coming back to Mozart, which I always say to my students, but even outside the university level, that the simplicity is the most difficult thing to sometimes to realize.
Yeah.
And so a Mozart symphony, but actually all the classical era is actually something to pay attention, where the musical research is very, very rich into the simplicity. And so I was thinking last year that approaching digitally to the classical period would have been a little bit uh, restricted to what they could, discover, um, since they had to play one by one in different
Yeah.
locations. So I think that's the great time to come back even to a classical symphony. Okay, it's popular, it's well known. The number 29 is probably one of the the 40 and the 41. They're probably the most popular. That's a challenge. Just into this popular classical repertoire, I'm wondering that the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra, made by faculty members supporting students, can reapproach to the difficulties into that, to be more competitive.
Yeah, which is great, and I think another important aspect of getting a larger group back together and having them all in a room together. We are able to reincorporate more of our faculty members and alumni and other guests into the orchestra to really get that full experience for them that we just weren't able to do when we were piecing everything together and doing things virtually or one-on-one, and
Right. Other components about that pushed my choice to this program is also that we're coming back to a live stage performance. That means that even the audience is coming back, and even for an audience is a challenge. Coming back and feel comfortable with not so many experiments in music. And then I have to say, in the past 2 years, actually, we approached to so much contemporary music, even with the United Nations event. And so it's the right time to come back to the classical period also. Sometimes it's like opening the vocabulary. And, refresh some words.
Well, and also like that kind of warm blanket feeling, right? Where, I think everybody is looking for familiarity and comfort and those things that they remember, and the things that they feel like they've missed. And so to know, I'm also gonna come to this concert and hear things that I have heard and I'm gonna know and love, and in addition to discovering some new work. But I think you're absolutely right. It's as much reminding audiences why this was important and what they've really missed, to get them back as well. So I think that's really a fantastic program.
And it's not a compromise. It's an opportunity for everybody, for the orchestra and for the audience too. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, as you mentioned, this is, we are very excited to be welcoming back the Adelphi Symphony Orchestra. This is their first time back on stage with a live audience since November of 2019.
Wow.
Which is crazy. And the concert, as is happening with so many things right now, it's the first time we're doing a lot of things in a couple of years. So the concert is on Saturday, November 20th. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm throwing that in because like our dance production and our other student productions, we will also be live streaming this for those people who are unable to attend in person. Obviously, that's what we hope most people will do, but we know there are people that for one reason or another can't be there with us in person. And since we now have the technology and the expertise to do it, we're also live streaming this concert. So as always, tickets are available on the website for both in-person and the virtual versions of the concert and the live stream at our website, which is pac.adelphi.edu. We are very much looking forward to welcoming the orchestra back, welcoming audiences back to see them, and we're really looking forward to this. I'm thrilled that this concert is finally getting here, and we're able to do this. Anything else that you want to add before we go?
Well, our students are really, really excited to come back to the stage. And I have noticed, even when we have our rehearsals, my classes on the big stage, it's an emotion. They are 20 years old or a little bit older. And it's very emotional looking at the students waiting for the audience. And this is a good reason to push our students to the right music and the right persons. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's
And
going to be really great.
I hope that all of this, feeling will be, transferred to the audience.
Excellent. Yeah, of course, of course. It's going to be a great evening. So excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and to do this and to talk about the show coming up.
Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I had some problems with
Whatever.
internet. Actually, with my Wi-Fi.
It all worked out. It's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. Things happen, but we're good. Awesome. Thank you, Stefano, and I'll see you in a couple weeks at the show.
Sure. Thank you, Blythe.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Now, as we talked about earlier on the show, Dance Adelphi is coming up in just a couple of weeks from November 17th through the 21st. Now, the program will be a mix of both ballet and modern works. And earlier this weekend, I spoke with another of the choreographers, Tamara Babic, and here is my conversation with her, along with a preview of her performance as well, which is a classical ballet piece. I am here with Tamara Babic, who is one of the choreographers for Dance Adelphi. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So we are looking forward to Dance Adelphi, which is coming up right around the corner. And so I've got a couple of the choreographers or people working with the dancers on the show. You are one of them. And so tell us first, before we talk about the piece that you're doing, tell us a little bit about your background as a dancer and choreographer.
Well, I come from Croatia. I danced professionally in a national theater in Zagreb, Croatian National Theater. And then I started teaching first. And then I converted completely into teaching. I already started choreographing a bit back there in Croatia for my students. And then in 2008, I came to New York and started teaching in New York metropolitan area. And for the last 2 years, I teach at Adelphi. I do enjoy choreographing a lot. So I really, really like to work with Adelphi students for choreography. And I also enjoy choreographing in general, mostly classical ballet.
Great. And I think this is the first piece you've done for Dance Adelphi, right?
I actually did the piece 2 years ago also. So this is my second time at Dance Adelphi.
That shows you how good my memory is. But
it was just before COVID, so I think we.
Oh yeah, I blocked all that out, right? Yeah, exactly. Good. Well, we are thrilled to have you here. And now, how did you get connected with Adelphi? You've been with us a couple of years, so that was right fall of 2019, I guess, right before.
Correct. Yeah. So the first Dance Adelphi I did was fall of 2019. Correct. And I came, I believe, a year before to teach.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, excellent. Good. And now you mentioned that you do mostly classical ballet. That's your background, or at least the piece you're doing for Dance Adelphi, is that right?
Exactly. My background is really classical ballet, meaning yes, character dance and the dances that are included in classical ballet repertoire, and that's really my passion. So that's what my choreographies are usually, because I that's my passion. That's what I like to do. I really enjoy classical ballet, and I love it. I always wanted to do it, and I try to pass that interest in it and enjoy dancing classical ballet to my students, so at Adelphi or other students or dancers that I choreograph for.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's always a really lovely part of the program that we do a nice mix of ballet and modern. It's obviously we're a little more modern focused because we are a college program, and that you start to age out of the ballet world at a certain point, at least professionally. So it is, but it's always great to have that foundation on there and to have that ballet piece there, both for the audience and for the dancers to get to experience and learn what that means and what the differences are and how that comes together. So tell us specifically about the piece that you're doing and that you've created for Dance Adelphi.
So this year we're creating a piece that we called Viennese Masquerade, Now, the inspiration definitely comes from my childhood and adolescence. In my family, there was a tradition to watch the Vienna New Year's concert on 1st of January. And this is completely classical music. I'm also trained in piano, so I'm a piano teacher as well, although I'm not practicing that. But the classical music was always something I really liked. And this particular Viennese concert that was always happening on 1st of January, and we would see it, would be broadcast on TV. And then certain pieces would always be choreographed. And I would always wait with the excitement to see those choreographies, because not only that they were beautiful dancers, beautifully dancing, they were always in this elegant wardrobe. They were dancing often. They would pre-record them, right? Because the concert is live, but the dancing is always pre-recorded. But they would be in Viennese castles like Schönbrunn Palace. They would be in these places that had so much elegancy and beauty that it was just, I guess as a child, it was like just beautiful for me. So I definitely, that part of Viennese music and that idea of the Viennese concert had a lot of influence on this particular choreography. I am not, mostly these concerts we use the music of the Strauss family. I am using the music from the Merry Widow, the Franz Lehár, which is Austro-Hungarian, but it's similar time. It's normally it's an operetta. It's also ballet, done very kind of happy. The choreography is not based on neither the operetta or ballet. It's more neoclassical in a way that there is no story behind it.
Okay.
Apart from the second part of the name, and that's the masquerade. So we will be masked. That part came basically because of COVID, because I wanted to do something where the COVID mask that we thought we will be using, which we might not be using now, hopefully, but I wanted to make the mask something that we wanted to put and not had to put. So that's where the masquerade part came.
Nice.
And I think at the end, hopefully even without the COVID mask and just with the beautiful mask of the masquerade, that's basically my inspiration for the piece. And it's totally based on classical ballet. There is parts of the character dance. Character dances are incorporated mostly in all big classical ballet repertoire. They are usually traditionally performed off point. So here I also wanted to, as you said, Adelphi has a little bit more maybe modern oriented, maybe. But I wanted to give a chance to more students to participate in a ballet piece. Now, not all the students do point work. So for that reason also, and because of the tradition, I divided my cast in two. And I have dancers who are doing parts on point, and I have dancers who are doing more character dances like a mazurka, like Hungarian, like Polonaise, that are off point. So I just try to, and as I said, like the ballet and character is always an important piece of any classical ballet repertoire. So that's my idea here.
Well, and that's a nice way for us to kind of get both into one piece and get both of those pieces and get that nice mix of things all into one performance. And I'm happy to say, for the first time in a long time, our dancers are going to be performing without masks. I know we're very excited to get that news from our health services department that we're able to do that. It was great having them to be able to perform live for the past year and a half. But it was frustrating for everyone that they were all having to do that in masks. They're still in masks during rehearsals and during class all day and all that. So we're thrilled to let them take those off for these performances. So,
that's an extra yay.
And that way to then put a different mask right back on as part of the piece, which is great. I love it. Yeah. You thought they were gone, but no, we're going to mix it up a little bit.
Right, but these are different styles. These
of
are
course.
the people, yeah.
Right, yeah, I get it. Well, you have been rehearsing with them for several weeks now, and have filmed a lot of those rehearsals for use, for them to use to help themselves learn the pieces and for everybody to kind of analyze. So we're actually going to now take a moment and share a clip of your piece from rehearsal. So we're going to let everyone enjoy that, and then we'll be back right after we see a little excerpt from your piece from Dance Adelphi. And that was an excerpt from Viennese Masquerade by Tamara Babic, who is continuing to work with the dancers, is continuing into tech. We head into tech rehearsals very soon, and we are looking forward to seeing that along with the rest of Dance Adelphi on the program. So this is anything else you want to say about the piece for everybody?
No, I think we gave enough ideas, and I would like to invite everyone to come and see the piece and the other pieces, obviously, because it's always Dance Adelphi is always a nice mix of more contemporary, more modern, some classical. So I would just invite everyone to come.
Yeah, it's a really great program, and it's a nice full program. So Dance Adelphi is coming up from Wednesday, November 17th. Through Sunday, November 21st. It is live. It is in person. It is our audiences are going to be in person. We are very excited about that. It's going to be in the Olmsted Theater at the PAC. We are still live streaming some of our performances for those who are unable to join us in person for whatever reason. So we will be live streaming this for Dance Adelphi. We're actually going to live stream it twice because in particular, your piece, you have two different casts. Correct. So we want to make sure everybody has a chance to be a part of the stream in case their friends and family are somewhere away. So we'll be live streaming Dance Adelphi on Friday, November 19th at 7:30 p.m. and again on Saturday, November 20th at 2 p.m. Those are both live. So you will be seeing a slightly different performance. You'll be seeing a different set of dancers for your piece, a few people that'll swap out. So I encourage folks to visit us and check those out. Obviously, all times are Eastern, for those people who are not here in New York in person with us. Tickets to the in-person show and the live stream are available on our website, as always, at pac.adelphi.edu, and as along with information about all the other great shows we have going on. But again, Dance Adelphi coming up November 17th through the 21st. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing Dance Adelphi in just a couple of weeks. I'll see you then.
Thank you again for having me here. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And with that, we are almost at the end of another episode. We have lots of great performances coming up. There is a lot yet to come, including all of our student performances, the return of magician Mike Super that I'm going to talk more about in just a minute, Tony nominee Norm Lewis with his holiday concert. As always, you can visit our website, pac.adelphi.edu, to get your tickets to both our live performances as well as the live streams of everything we have coming up. Make sure that you sign up for our e-newsletter while you're there. We will email you once a week with to keep you up to date on what's coming as things are changing and getting added here and there along the way. We're also having a sneak preview screening of Tick, Tick, Boom on November 16th, all kinds of other things that are going on. All of that's on our website. As a reminder, everyone who's indoors at the PAC must wear a mask at all times, except for those people who are on stage performing. Audience members must also show proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID test to be able to attend a performance. So we are trying to make sure that we keep everyone as safe as possible so that we can keep giving performances, we can keep inviting audiences into the space to enjoy everything we have to offer. And now, as I mentioned, to close out the show, here is the fantastic magician, Mike Super. He thrilled a sold-out audience when he was here in the fall of 2019 and was scheduled to return with an all-new show in the fall of 2020. Obviously, that didn't happen, but we are excited to be welcoming him back on Saturday, November 13th with an all-new show, completely different than the show he did here just a couple years ago. You will not want to miss this. As always, tickets and more information are on our website. We're going to see a performance of his from the Penn and Teller show to close out the show tonight. But meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you back here after Thanksgiving on Monday, November 19th. I'm sorry, Monday, November 29th. Wow, not the 19th, the 29th, with a preview of all of our December programming and the great things we have going on then. But for now, please enjoy this fantastic performance from Mike Super. I'll see you all soon.
Thank you very, very much. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Penn and Teller, we are going to play the lottery. Here we go. That is one. Go to this side. That is two. Hit them around. Hit them the other way. Penn and Teller, please hit it to the audience. Very nice. One more. Yes. Mix them up. Here we go. When I say stop, I want you to catch the balls. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stop the music. Give our spectators a big round of applause. People with the balloons, come up here on stage. Stop right here at the steps. Penn and Teller, I brought you both a present. I believe in fate. And every year for my birthday, I give myself a present. I play the lottery, the Powerball to be exact. I've never won. Otherwise, I'd invite you all to my chain of islands. But this last birthday last year, I didn't get one number right. And I thought that was funny because I'm sort of a magic mind reader. I felt that meant something. So I brought it with me here tonight, Penn and Teller. I'm going to set it right here underneath our surveillance camera. That way, everybody can keep their eye on it at once. Now, our 6 spectators, please join me on stage. Give them a big round of applause, if you would, right this way. If you would, right over here. Come right over here. We're going to place you right here, sir. As I said, tonight we are going to play the lottery. And you, sir, you have the red ball. I need you to step forward. That means you have been chosen for the Hunger Games. We're going to move you to the end. We're going to shift everybody down one spot. May the odds forever be in your favor, sir. You have the Powerball. This is the most important position. You have a different choice than these other 5 people. In a moment, you're going to choose a number between 1 and 26. Don't let me influence you at all. Now, the other 5 have a different choice. You are going to choose a number between 1 and 69. That is the lottery's rules, not mine. So you, sir, into the microphone, I want you to say a number between 1 and 69. Go for it. 6. 6. Tonight's first lottery number is 6. You saw how easy that was, sir, yes? Yeah. I need a number between 1 and 69. Go for it.
13.
13. The unlucky Goss number. Perfect. All right, a number between 1 and 69.
42.
42. Hold it right there. You're doing great. 42. All right, sir. A number between 1 and 69.
19.
19. My age. Hold it right there. Now, we're going to ask you to move forward. We're going to keep these in numerical order. So if you would move forward, we're going to slide you down one. We're going to slide you right there. Perfect. Now, you saw that I'm moving people according to numerical order. Maybe you don't want to move. Maybe you're feeling lazy. Don't let that influence you tonight, okay? That would severely cut down the numbers you'd choose. I need a number between 1 and 69. Go for it.
27.
27. Hold it right there. This is perfect. And take a step forward, sir. Take a step forward. Going to take your spot. So far, we have 6, 13, 19, 27, and 42. It's time for the Powerball number. Into the microphone, a number between 1 and 26. Go for it.
Let's go with my IQ, 23.
23. That is our Powerball. We're going to lock it in, 23. Perfect. There it is. Now, I want you to all consider the impossibility of this. Tonight, 6 random spectators were chosen from the audience. They gave me 6 random numbers. I brought a lottery ticket from last year, my birthday, which has been in full view the entire time. But I want you to take a close look at those numbers. If I say your number, please hold your ball in the air. 6, 13, 19, 27, and 42. And the all-important Powerball of 23.